Neil, always great talking to you. When I get a chance to speak with you, it's because the biggest music festival when it comes to music conferences and just talking about what is going on in this industry, Canadian Music Week is going to be happening. How does it feel being able to help organize something that really is about the industry, not just understanding, well, what's going to happen in the future? And you're the guy, or at least one of the guys who helped create something like this.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. So, and every year we try and we have something new and push the envelope. So this year is no different. There's last year we had the new business startup sessions, launching pad. This year we're doing a hackathon for sort of bring the tech industry and the music industry together to solve some common problems. So it's a competition, but it's usually ends up with new business ideas being launched, which is pretty cool.
CMW, I find it's sort of like it's broken up into different things. One thing is, of course, conferences, and you usually have guests that come to these conferences. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, it's a 4-day conference. It's divided into the opening day is tech and innovation. The second and third day are broadcast and live music industry, and the last day is everything to do with publishing, writing, songwriting, composing, sync, licensing, that type of thing. So we sort of cover the gamut in the business, and those people, sort of cross-pollinate and do business. So the environment's awesome for networking and getting deals done.
No, I kind of mentioned too that there are guest speakers and celebrities that come. For example, Nile Rodgers is supposed to be part of this too, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Niall's going to be. He's part of the Sync Summit on Saturday. He's doing an interview with Jesper Kyd, who is the composer from Sweden that has created a lot of soundtracks for video games like Assassin's Creed. And they're both going to be on the first Sync Summit Awards that we're holding that evening on Saturday, the 12th of May. So that's new.
That's incredible. Looking forward to that. The other thing, too, that happens is there are award shows, too, for the industry. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
There's the Gala Awards, which is the Broadcast Music Industry Awards, which honors record companies, radio stations, and all the sort of various professionals in the industry. That's on Thursday night at the Rebel. So that night, that's quite an exciting night. There's Arcade Fires there, the Bare Naked Ladies, Neil's Paul Anka, is going into the Hall of Fame. Michael Bublé is going to be in town. Yeah, so it's going to be quite a night that night.
Definitely will be, too. Something else that I always enjoy going to, too, is the, and if I've got it right, the Radio Music Awards. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because to me, that used to be sort of like, because we've changed when CMW is happening, it used to happen in March, and I always looked at it as sort of like the before the Juno Awards, but it's still just as important where it is now because we are talking about the hit makers of today.
Right. So that's going to happen on Wednesday evening. It's a happy hour event in the hotel. There's 5 different acts performing, new acts that have just broken on radio. To get on that show, you've got to be a new act with your first top 10 hit. So the only way you get nominated is self-nominated. You got to write a hit, and it's got to be your first one. So pretty much everybody goes through that award show, but they're usually going through that award show before most of the public's heard about them. but it's very exciting for the industry to see the next wave of new superstars.
Like I said, there's a lot of award shows going on. There's a lot of conferences going on. But most importantly, what's going on, there are a lot of music acts from around the world who are going to be performing throughout the city. Please talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky to have there's over 600 acts performing in the city for 7 days. So mostly indoor concerts, clubs and theaters and that sort of thing. But we're in on the Saturday. We're doing a full day and evening at Young Dundas Square. Obviously, weather permitting, but it looks like it might warm up enough for us to do that. So that day is we're featuring a lot of bands from Mexico. There's a focus on Mexico this year. So there's quite a number of acts coming up from Mexico. We also have a spotlight on the U.S. And there's I think there's about 130 companies coming in for that, and a lot of bands. And we're lucky to get Alan Black. He's a songwriter and producer. He's the gentleman that wrote "Wake Me Up," the Avicii song. So he's the voice and the writer of that song. So he's going to be there on the opening day as part of the Spotlight on USA opening.
Looking forward to all this. Like I said, there's way too much going on, man, because when we sit here and talk about this, it'll be another hour. So, look, people are going to want to know about this. So, A, where can we get the wristbands so we can go to these shows and concerts throughout the city? And B, if we even want to get more and we want to get wristbands for the conferences and everything else, where do we go and how do we get them?
All right. But it's very simple. It's all at cmw.net. cmw.net, short for Canadian Music Week. It's all there. So there's anything you need is there. So and all the information you need as well. So
fantastic.
Yeah. All right,
my friend. Thank you so much for the interview, and more importantly, thanks for what you've done for Canadian music, man. Because, like I said, for people who don't understand how the industry works, CMW is definitely the place to be.
Yeah, and we're celebrating our 36th year, believe it or not. Unbelievable. Yeah.